seconds in between when you push the button and you wonder when the stream is going to actually begin.
It still hasn't?
Who knows if it has or not? It probably has, and they're probably listening to us do this right now. So let's make the transition into welcome to 100 Talk.
Welcome. Back. This is episode 2 of 100 Talk. I think, right?
Technically, yes.
I like that we're not even pretending to bother with episode numbers.
I just drives me insane. It's like, do I care that it's episode 49 of your podcast? No, I don't. Especially when we're just talking about what's going on right now.
Right. Can you imagine if like a sports talk show did that? This is episode 6,597. Welcome back to the Daily Sports Talk.
Yeah, Sports Center. That'd be ridiculous. But yes, 100 Talk. I'm Cole. He's Jordan. And he is in his third filming location.
In like 3 weeks.
Look at this man. Look at his dedication. He travels all across the one or two states that he goes to. And he brings the microphone and the camera with him like a soldier. Why? Because he loves you.
Actually, last time I didn't bring the camera, but this time I planned ahead.
Yeah. I am being told we have some echo. So I'm going to get rid of that, hopefully. So Bedingerim, our favorite Bedingerim in the Twitch chat, please let us know if that echo is gone.
Such a quality assist from Bedingerim.
Yeah, Bedingerim is very helpful. So
maybe I'll do. I guess if we're getting echo, we probably don't want to get into real content yet, do we?
Oh no, yeah. Let's give it a second just to make sure we're not echoing. So someone in the chat, either chat, tell us, are we good? And we are so sorry about this. There's a good dang reason for why. Our setup's going to be a little different this time, and you will see. She says it is improving. So are we
good.
All the way good, or are we just?
It's like when somebody's is hard stuck in silver, and you want to be encouraging, but you don't want to be. You don't want to lie.
Yeah,
you're improving.
Okay, let's try this. I think this will cure our ails. So hopefully we're good here. So she says we're good. We're good.
We've made it good. This is excellent. Thank you,
Bedingerim. Bedingerim is a real one, by the way. Bedingerim tuned into, I think, our first official We Play League of Legends stream, and it was totally unannounced. We just did it, and it was bad. It was like the League of Legends play was bad.
The stream quality was better than what we've had so far.
Yeah.
No echo, at least.
At least there was no echo. So let's just going through what we're going to do today, just so you guys know. Of course, we will be announcing the Cream Hoodie giveaway. Jordan is wearing the Cream Hoodie.
I won. Good news, I won.
He's the winner. No. And that's not even the one we're giving away.
No, it's not pre-worn.
We're not giving you a used Cream Hoodie. We're giving you a sealed.
If somebody wants to buy this on eBay with super premium worn by Jordan price tag, let me know.
7,000 pennies plus about $200.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna talk about the Cream Hoodie giveaway. We're gonna do free agency talk as well, because tomorrow is the day that it officially starts going down.
It's going haywire.
And things get nutty. And then what we're gonna do, and actually we're gonna start with this, is Jordan and I were talking about the favorite moments from the season, and we just decided we're gonna run a top 15 plays of the year.
Let's do it.
That's what we're gonna do, and so that's why we're gonna have a new little setup in Streamlabs here that we'll cut to here in a second.
That's why we got the echo added in just for this occasion. That was a special ad.
That's right. And I have to apologize too, because I am still sick, even though it's been 2 weeks. I am still under the weather, but never fear. I am drinking tea again in my new 100 Talk coffee mug, baby. I think we have crossed over into an official show because we have an official coffee mug.
That's all I needed. Yeah. No, we're there.
I think for now, like that's all we need to be on like late night television.
And that's a 100 talk spoon as well, right?
Yes, you called. No, it's a regular old silver spoon. It's not the honey spoon. Oh, and then flip it and reverse it, Missy Elliott.
Ooh.
We call this unauthorized merchandising.
Yeah,
we're not selling it. Don't kill us, Jackson and Matt and the mysterious John Robinson.
I think we could probably sell it if we took the 100T off the other side.
Oh, sure.
And then you could stencil it on yourself with spray paint.
This is ours. That ain't ours.
That ain't ours. That one looks too nice. Yeah.
That
Although, may I just say, what a fine job you did with that logo of ours. Truly.
Thank you.
I'm
I
impressed.
am a truly professional amateur graphic designer.
The finest professional amateur.
I am an amateur graphic designer for a living. Okay, now that's enough. Let's get down to the serious business of recapping everything awesome that happened in the 2018 season. And we are going to be doing this in a top 15 format. So we whittled it down to 15 plays.
Let's just say, you said everything awesome that happened this season. There were exactly 15 things that were awesome. So this is actually a perfect number for us. Just kidding. There were like a million. So we had to make some hard choices. Some things couldn't be on the list. There's a recency thing for sure, at least for me, when I think about the best plays.
I don't know, because
you looked through them all.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, the process of this was I went back and watched all of the highlight VODs for every single match we've played.
That's dedication.
So I did my homework on this one, man.
You did.
Though there were some tough calls that didn't make the top 15.
Right.
And then so I ranked my top 15. Jordan did the same, ranked his top 15, and then we like combined to get our final.
Well, and that's good to note too then. So as you watch these, viewers or listeners, although if you're listening to this, you probably will enjoy it more if you go and watch the VOD, because we're going to have actual video. Let's make that very clear. There's going to be actual video in these videos. But what that means is the recency bias, if you're feeling one, it's probably because the team did more awesome stuff as the season went on. Like there's more highlight worthy material toward the back half of the season. So keep that in mind.
Yeah, we got a little loose towards the end of the season and started having fun. But yeah, so as you mentioned, we're actually going to play the videos on our stream here. So if you're listening on the audio, sorry. But at the same time, you can actually go back after the podcast. We have a cut together of like the top 15 as a YouTube video. So you can go back and watch that. We'll link that in the description to this video. So that's being said, let's jump in to the top 15 with play number 15.
And that
it's
was
our boy Someday.
Of course.
On the Gnar.
Someday?
This is week 6 of spring.
Caught it in his
Fly
teeth.
Quest, and he
1-0.
magically makes the 3 escapes.
And that was a
Now,
game of
I
dodgeball
don't
in
know
favor
about you
of
guys,
100
but I'm not sure how this is possible, how he dodges so many things.
Oh,
He can't
caught
dodge
it in
the
his
KO,
teeth.
but he did manage to dodge
Oh,
the Jana Cyclone.
and that was a game of dodgeball in favor
Somehow
of
with the
100
flash.
Yeah.
Someone
Someday.
teach me how to do that.
Oh.
And
Caught it
then
in his teeth.
the final spear.
1-0.
Maybe if you flash out of range of an auto,
And
it
that was a game of
disappears. I don't
dodgeball
know.
in favor
I didn't
of
think that
100
happens.
I think I saw something talk about how like that's not true for everything. It's true for us.
Caught it in his teeth.
He knew for Niddle. That was a high IQ play.
That was a
And that was a
220
game of dodgeball in favor of
And that was
100
spring.
Ds.
I don't think I was excited enough about, like, I should have known at that point that we would watch him be doing
Caught it
crazy
in his
things
teeth.
with Worlds. 'Cause
1-0. Oh, he
Jeez.
just dodged it.
Dude,
That was a
beast.
game of
And let
dodgeball
me
in
assure
favor
you,
of
we will
100
be
Ds.
seeing some
Someday.
more of Someday on this countdown.
Oh.
So we'll
Caught
let
it in
this
his
one ride
teeth.
out and we'll be ready to move on to
1-0.
play number
Oh, he
14.
just dodged
You guys ready?
And that
Let's
was
do
a-
this.
Björk actually forced the
Surprise,
ult, the team is gonna
surprise.
try and defend it with
It's
Björk. He's gonna get
Ricard.
chunked down and it finds the
In the
kill.
team
But
fight
Haunter on the
against
other side is looking to
Yesen.
take down
This
Ryu,
was,
who
the
did have to
third place
flash away.
match from
Sven now
Summer.
can chase in, maybe take down Someday.
Opens up the
The
curtain
Ricard
call,
is trying
slows
something, bringing the
grid,
camel.
and
Get the pillar, but the last ball
snipes
turns around,
Diablo.
takes down Min. Actually, forced the ulti, the team is going to try and defend it with Björk. He's going to get chunked down and it finds the kill. But Haunter on the other side is looking to take down Ryu, who did have to flash away. Sven now can chase in, maybe take down Someday. The Ricard is trying something, bringing the
swerve on that
kill.
one.
Get the pillar,
I think it was like
ball turns around,
there's a 3D model, and it goes over Trundle's shoulder, and that's how it gets to it. There's no other way. The Z-axis, there's a fourth dimension involved somehow. Yeah, it was good.
You don't really hear a lot of until Riccara does something like that. Now,
okay, I have heard people talk about the Z-axis before until Ace comes up, but well, that's a separate show.
Yes, we will have an entire episode. For now, just enjoy the snipe. One last.
And Ryu too. You mentioned Ryu coming in the backside of that play. He's going to go back. He said, no.
Right. I don't know how Ryu survives this from but he does. And Ryu has some survivability that, again, by the way, thank you for the heads up. The clip is a little loud compared to us. We made some adjustments. Hopefully that's good. If it's still a problem. On play number 13.
Play against Uzi. It's almost like an army of.
Who would have guessed we had a highlight from our games
you're starting to see it with how their performance has been coming out.
Take a moment as you watch us to note the names of the players involved. You see Ning here.
Who's Ning? Who's that guy Ning?
Oh, that's the Shy. I think I've heard of him.
Yes.
And then at the bottom screen is Rookie. Okay, I recognize these.
IG on the chase, going forward, looking
Holy
to find
cow.
that damage. Someday still in
And
level
it's
1,
dead.
remember.
But he's not.
Here
comes
100 Thieves. Two-man stun coming out now as well. Shy's going to be in some trouble. Knocked up in the air, taken right back down.
Now, if we had to do
and
like
100 Thieves.
on who would be
it's almost
in
like
the
an army
first
of mini
two
Uzis
people to
being
like go
developed over
down
there.
during this game,
You're
I would
starting
not
to
have put
see it
money
with
on
how
the
their
Shy.
performance has
No.
been coming out.
Just what an insane play. So Anda does so many small things so perfectly. Like there's an auto as he's walking out of the river.
Here as well. Rookie
That
rotating
makes all
over
the
first.
difference.
Means Onda could be in some
It's
trouble.
not to
Flash
mention
already expended.
how he
IG
like,
on the
used his
chase,
sixth
going
sense
forward,
to
looking to
even
find that
know
damage.
that
Someday
Anda's
still
in
in
the
level
bush.
1, remember. Onda doing a good job
It
getting himself
doesn't
away.
really
First blood
make
over to
sense.
100
Like, he just,
Thieves.
like,
Two-man stun
sniffed
coming out
it.
now as well.
I don't know
Shy's
if
going to be
there
in
were,
some
like,
trouble.
keys
Knocked up
going
into the
on
air,
in
taken
this.
right back
Actually, we should
down.
watch the mini
And
match.
100 Thieves.
Yeah.
See if he just like.
It's almost like an
We have
army
at least
of
another
mini
hour of
Uzis
this clip
being
ahead of us, right? Because that's
developed
just
over
really
there. You're starting
See,
to
look,
see
it's
it with
just
how
it's
their
crazy
performance
how
has
he
been
like
coming out.
he hits the scuttle once and is like, oh
Rightfully
shoot.
so. Gets himself
And
into
he
a
knows.
1v1 against
And he
Sting, but now
survives
both
the
top
whole thing.
laners going to be
Now
heading down
this
here as well.
was,
Rookie rotating over first.
admittedly,
Means Onda could be in some
maybe
trouble.
the
Flash
only
already
bright spot
expended.
Yeah.
IG on the
Invictus.
chase, going forward.
So
looking
we're
to find
just
that damage.
celebrating.
Someday still in level 1,
and
remember.
they
Onda
did
doing a good
lose
job
him.
getting himself
But
away. First blood over to
that
100
is-
Thieves.
I mean, just
Two-man stun
what
coming
a
out now as
clip.
well. Shy's going to be in
Like,
some trouble.
if I'm
Knocked up
Anda,
into
I
the air,
watch that
taken
every
right
night before I go
back
to bed,
down.
for sure, at
And
least once.
100
The thing about
Gets
Anda
played
is he
against
is
Hoodie.
too.
It's almost like an army
like,
of mini Uzis
He's
being
afterwards
developed
like,
over
eh.
there. And, you're
Yeah,
starting to
he's
see
just
it with
too
how their
humble.
performance.
He's too humble to like sit there and dwell on his awesome play. He's just
But-
already thinking about how he's going to outpath the next guy.
Like, watch that clip and tell me that Anda doesn't have a spot on our roster.
Right.
And I get it. That's like a 10-second clip, but the dude is quality.
Yeah. Man, did not expect that one. Okay.
Love it.
So we are going to take even more suggestions from our girl Bedingerim telling us to mute the VOD after the first run through.
Oh, good
Good
idea.
idea. You are so much better at this than we are.
We need a production team, and we need her on it.
Yes. Yes. If we ever do that, she is the whole production team. Okay, let's go on to play number 12.
Pressure on him.
And we have
allows him to
a little
be a
unknown
little bit,
classic. I feel like this
I
might
just-
have been
and now that he
overlooked.
has the 2 items,
I love this play so much.
Watch Ryu. He's in the top upper left corner.
He's doing things. He's busy.
Hide
Going down
on
double
Oh,
lift.
very low. Misses the flash over the wall. Cannon Barrage might hit this one, but he does get chrono shift.
Oh, but he's got a-
double lift as he comes back up full HP. Instantly back down on the ground.
Look at that.
Double lift now
And
caught in
then
the frying pan as
Ole
100
realizes
Thieves
he's in
has
big
the
trouble.
fight. They're going to get orchestrated in their favor.
So Riccara ult at the end too. How about that curtain call?
Yeah. No, actually, so on first look, I thought that was a dumb curtain call, but he actually like keeps everybody away from following up and grouping with it. So it's legit. So is the hide on bush suppress?
Oh. So let me get some additional context on this play. This was the first kill we got on double lift in the series. This is the first game. No big surprise there. This was also
Probably since week 2 of spring.
yeah. This is the first kill we got on double lift since 2014. No, but it's also it's the first kill we get on him of 3 kills in this game. It's also this game is the last time we kill him. So I am a strong and firm believer that if Ryu didn't make that play, we wouldn't have killed Ryu or double lift this entire series, and we probably could have. I'm serious. We would have got 3-0'd, but this was a 3-1, and everybody forgets that we picked up a game. Immediately after this play, we take Baron, and we get Baron, and we blow the game open. How insane is that?
Yeah.
Because he hit on Bush.
Not because he hit on Bush. Not to mention, this was Rikara's first game.
Welcome to the big stage. We didn't have the rest of this play in there, but special shout out to Anda. This is one of those where he dropped the Kindred ult and kept the Baron alive to the point where we could clean up.
Oh, that's right.
Take it and walk out. Oh, just what a like this series of plays is a special place in my heart.
It's a little nutty. Yeah.
I got these are two of my favorite plays. So it's left and right chambers of the heart.
So if you want to watch the full deal, this is the summer semifinals game 1. If you want to pull up that VOD and check out all the wonderful things that happened in this game. It was sure fun beating Big Brother once.
It was. We were one of the few people who did it.
Yeah, that's right. All right, let's go to number 11.
This guy's no flash.
Oh boy, Afromu's going to get some shine in this insane team fight.
Watch this.
This is week 9 of summer, so this is like the end of the split. A lot of stuff on the line.
You can go.
Go. I'm going to come with this. All the way to the back. The 4-man stunner. Boom!
And just get blown. The drowsy hits.
Completely turns the fight. And then Ryu polishes off. Teaching the rookie a lesson.
I'm going to tunnel.
Teaching him a lesson.
That lesson helped him a lot. He did pretty well the rest of this.
Yeah, so actually, fun fact, we still lost this game.
Yeah, I was going to say
but we sure looked good during this play. I really love the Anda ult there, because without that, nothing happens. And this, we clipped this from the highlights because you get the comms from 100 Thieves for most of the play, and you get to hear like Afro just like calling out, go, and it's like, I'm gonna combo him. I love hearing the comms, man. Someday we'll get the comms on like their own audio channel, and you can just like select the comms. That would be the best thing in the world.
Seriously, can we just please? I want to watch games with that.
Yeah, just whole game with comms.
That'd be so slick. It's okay. What I'll say before we go on is, it's a bummer. I feel like support just doesn't have as many opportunities for highlight plays. But man, Afro, he had so many clutch plays that made a huge difference. So let's just give him a quick shout out. Well deserved.
Afro, you the real MVP of spring.
Legit. I mean,
and
literally
of our hearts as well. All right. Okay, let's go on to play number 10. So we're just top 10 already. It's getting 10. Real in here. Top 10.
And they're on it. It's 7K.
Here we have Josh Anda.
Go through.
Your boy Anda.
We can stay. Yeah, we got it.
Oh, it's a Baron steal.
You got better.
This one also week of Summer Split.
It's at 8.
Not to mention, do you remember what game this was?
We can stay. Yeah, we got it.
The importance of this game was that it was a tiebreaker game.
You got better.
So basically, they lose Baron here, they lose the tiebreaker.
And you look at that.
You can go through.
We had people closing in from all directions. Like that was not. If we lost that, we got done.
Yeah, that would not have been good. And we get the comms, so we have like the ultimate Afromu going Ferris. One of my favorite comm moments of the whole year. I love it. I'll give you a little bit of a hint. This is not the last Baron steal from Anda that we'll see in the top 10.
I don't think he has a name for stealing Barons yet, but that dude has some super high quality Baron steals.
Can we just call it an Anda?
We should start doing that. Can we? Let's do it.
Let's call it an Anda. Why not?
Should we call it an Anda even if we trade him?
Oh no. Let's talk about that later, buddy. You just made me so sad, and now is happy time.
Sorry.
Okay. Now it's supposed to be happy time. Okay, before we move to this next one, you're going to have to pay close attention to it because it's very, very fast. And our boy Ryu works very quickly to do something here, okay? So here we go. Play number 9.
This time. Lineup.
If you blink, you miss it.
Oh, look at this.
Done.
Oh my God.
That was insane.
So he got shuffled by Azir, and he flashes back in to finish off the kill he was working on. So wait, watch the replay. Nocturne ults in on him from all the way across, and he distracts him long enough that Meteos can pop the Predator, get in there, flash over the wall, and Skarner ult him in.
I do love that one.
The reaction speed was just crazy. And we get, I forget who was casting this, but he's like, that was insane. It's an awesome call from that. I remember not understanding what happened when this play happened, actually. I remember like literally like, okay, I'm going to have to watch that one again. Fun fact, this game, also a tiebreaker. This was spring week 9 tiebreaker against Echo Fox. So I guess we just really show out when it's tiebreaker time.
In spring, you said, right?
Yeah.
Spring?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's some names on that Echo Fox roster that I'm like, sorry, who?
Yeah. Wait, what happened? Right.
That
okay.
That was such a sick play. It's like just a complete reaction. I mean, it all happens in less than a second.
Yeah. And just think, if he's like, if he hesitates a half second, then the Nocturne finishes him off before he gets the kill.
If he gets one, I mean, when he flashes, he's got like 50 HP, maybe.
Not
so
much
one more
left.
One more auto, and that's not a kill. And then we don't get the follow-up kill from Meteos.
Yeah, and Cody-san. Oh,
Snappy.
Meteos and Cody-san. Oh, Meteos and Cody-san. Let's move on to play number 8.
Happy times, move on.
All right. If you've got Benny Hill on your iTunes or whatever, now is a good time to play it because it's Ryu's escape as LeBlanc in G-Rex.
now running for his life.
All right. Looks like he is dead to rights. One auto is going to finish him off. And instead he says, I'm going to try to run for this is G-Rex.
Gets out of range of the decimating smash.
Flashes. Well, he flashed an auto there.
Ryu's running for his life. Here comes PK.
He's going to get out.
Goes out.
And somehow gets away.
Now you see him. Now you don't. Ryu pulls off the
I don't even know how you can time your cooldowns like this. Like he knows exactly how much he has to stall and how much map he has to work with. Like, okay, I'm gonna have the cooldown to jump through this wall or not. Or like this, I can distort it this time.
Right.
And he like pushes it to the edge. Like the last possible second against Sion.
I love the caster call on this one too. They actually say Q to Benny Hill at one point.
Now you see it.
Yeah, that's right.
Ryu
And Ryu gets away.
They're gonna find a kill into Afro. Ryu's now running for his.
So if you notice too, for the first half of this play, he's got his sweeper on. I think he was just trying to clean vision.
No, I think he's trying to see if they're gonna can they see me or not? Like,
no, because
where he's going.
When he first goes in,
does he have it on at the beginning? We're gonna have to watch this one more time. Everybody, eyes open.
Yeah, so he's checking to see if he's been spotted. So it just looks funny. It's not like he made a silly mistake or play. It's just he's running around with his sweeper on.
Yeah, he's just looking to see where they've got vision. So planning his getaway. He probably saw that ward go down in that bush, like right after the blast cone. So he's like, well, can't do that. Jeez. That was nutty, man.
Worlds. What a tournament.
G-Rex. R.I.P. All right, let's move on to play number 7. Oh, man. I honestly, in retrospect, I should have ranked this higher. I should have ranked this higher.
I should have.
Yeah.
I should put
okay, all right.
Right there.
It's your boy, Someday.
Dr.
Mundo, turret diving flame. Seemingly with no chance to pull this off. You get Zonia's.
The double stopwatch is one of my favorite things of all time.
Yeah. Especially under turret, man.
Yeah.
So he's just, this is just the taste my oranges play. Like, I'm going to just let you burn up in my oranges while I ult and recover all of my health because I'm Dr. Mundo and some days, therefore I won't die.
And the thing that I mentioned to you when we first watched this clip is he stasis is a half second after him. So there's a period where he's standing there out of stasis getting burned up by the oranges. But he's still golden. He can't do anything to him.
Yeah. And I don't know why Flame just walks to the side and still eats oranges. You know what I mean? Like, it just seems like, dude, you move back.
He's trying to put barrels
down,
die. I think. I don't know. Either that or he was just so tilted out of his mind that he'd forgotten how to play League.
Which would be possible playing someday, I suppose.
When you're playing against
you're probably right, because there's a barrel.
Yeah, I think he was trying to chain it. Which, could have worked. Didn't work.
So, by the way, this was week 5 of summer, and I believe this may have been when Someday was at peak Someday.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Like, this may have been the exact moment for me where I was like, oh my gosh. Like, this dude is wild.
Mundo was strong. I think when Mundo was at his max strength, those were the games where Someday was playing. I was like, this isn't even fair. I feel bad for these people. Like, there's nothing they can do. He's just walking around their base, walking under turrets.
Yeah, I think after this play, I was like, Someday has a legitimate shot at getting MVP this split.
Mm-hmm.
Which ultimately didn't happen, but he was close.
He was very close. I think if had the team kept it together a little bit more toward the back 4, 5, 6 weeks,
yeah,
would have been I think it would have been a shoo-in.
Yep, quite possible.
You should come back and get it next season.
Yeah, that's right. Someday, just stick around, man. We'll get it for you. Okay. Well, enough of this Someday play. Let's go to the next Someday play. Play number 6.
Where are the hooks?
And it's our friend G-Rex again.
One of them connects, somebody will die.
Again,
PK
beautiful
goes all the way
caster
forward
call.
and it starts to run away. No flash available to
Off of
him.
the ult.
Dredgeline will cap.
The fear
on
Fears.
manages to find
A
it.
buddy.
PK's down.
A buddy gets a
G-Rex's
fear.
HP
You get a
on.
fear.
They're
You get a
nowhere
fear.
to be seen.
You get a fear.
The burst damage is immense.
And he
Stitch
just
jumps onto
like
the back line,
pushes
but it is
straight
simply
into the
too
base.
little. It is simple. Control the game. Where are the
Wow,
hooks?
like he's
The Ascent is
reeling
on the
in
chain. If one of them
execution.
I think he flashes in, right? He walks in and then flashes it.
He gets the execution. He's like, all right, here we go. And then just uses the Zonias. Oh my gosh, the fear on 4. And it like, seriously, it was super even team fight. And I thought when I was watching this as it happened, I was like, I'm not sure we should be rushing in. And then he does that. And it's like, okay, we win.
Game over. Yeah. It is. That's like the Sunday thing is, I mean, we're up 19-10, right? It wasn't close. We were up almost 10K gold. But when you want to end a game, that's one way you can do it.
Yeah, right. Let's just have Someday do an incredible play. And poor Nautilus in this one too. Just watch Nautilus.
His fear puts him like.
He's like, oh no, I shouldn't have actually hooked him. Nope, that was a bad idea. That was so bad. Almost gets caught by Ryu's chain too. Man, that would have been insane. I believe it was GG shortly after that.
Oh yeah, that game didn't last much longer.
Yeah, and then the next game against G-Rex went even faster because this was game 1 during Worlds. So, alrighty.
I'm really glad that Urgot made it into meta because I like watching me some Someday.
It was some
Urgot.
fun plays.
Yeah,
fun plays on Urgot. Okay, we've made it to the top 5.
Top five.
And we're gonna start out with this. If I'm being honest, I kind of feel like this is a little bit of a surprise. Ryu tearing it up in the top 5. So here is play number 5. Ryu beating Hanzo.
Making him from Bjergsen. His Haunter also pressuring. The bomb is going to go off, but not enough to take down Ryu.
On the back
here.
On
yes,
the back
I'm
side
totally
of
going to recall.
There's the ulti. Ryu's caught the shot. He's forced to flat, but there's the follow back to Presto under the turret. The bomb is on top, and Haunter.
And then on the back side, you get
Bjergsen's forced to corner shift.
Bjergsen just like walking after him,
Flash from
eating
Bjergsen.
turret shots.
Flash rag there from Vander. That's a kill.
It just was not going to
And
happen.
like you mentioned, there's already 6 thanks to that.
I love seeing the bait because I feel like it's not like, how many times in pro play are you going to see this?
Yes, he styled hard on it
and
because
he
hit him.
Go ahead.
He hits him with a suppress immediately afterwards underneath the turret, so he can do nothing. Just such a cool.
And because Bjergsen eats those turret shots, that's like the sole reason he dies, right?
Oh yeah.
And not to mention, Ryu actually, if you watch this closely, he almost gets away without even dying because he almost makes it outside of like the Scion, hammer smash or whatever it is that he does with the stun. Just watch. he almost gets out of it. And if he misses that, Anda's there,
right.
and he dies.
Right.
And he dies. Well, I mean, he died anyway, but
it is goofy that Bjergsen saw it because he stopped going back, and then he started again as he was like powering towards him.
Yeah. Just insane. Yeah, he like okay, let me position myself a little bit better for this recall bait. Oh my gosh, that's got to be so tilting. Oh man, what a series! So that was game 3 during the 3rd place series against TSM,
which felt a lot like a consolation series to us. So I'm not surprised that we didn't wrap it up.
Yeah. All right, it's time for play number 4. Familiar face. It's Someday. Going all the way back to spring week 2.
That enemy mid laner around for 50 seconds. This is where 100
the Gnar.
can make their game
Transform into Mega Gnar and times it perfectly with the flash.
Stixay's out of there. Cody's
killing everybody back.
Finds the kill for himself now without that enemy mid laner around for 50
that is
seconds.
Unfair.
This is where 100 Thieves can make their game-winning push.
The timing of the transformation and everything is just like, how mad
out of there. Cody's son on a killing.
Yeah, I don't think you'd be mad. You'd just be like, wait, what happened? How did he do that?
No time to be mad.
It's like, yeah, I think the game just glitched. Like, oh no, it was just a perfectly timed flash ult.
It was just Someday.
Flash ult Mega Gnar. That's okay. I think we're noticing a theme here, and it's that Someday has impeccable flash ult game
flash
end.
Ult ability.
Flash ult game end. That's like he's done it. I think that's the closest thing we get to a walk off in League of Legends.
That's true. That's actually a really good point. This is a walk-off. Flash ult to end the game.
The Someday walk-off, man.
Wow. We have a new term.
We do.
Aren't you so glad we did this? Let's do play number 3 then. This one was a very interesting one. And once again, it's Ryu with his 2nd entry in the top 5. Did you see that coming? I didn't. But when I watched the tape, it was clear. All right, let's check this out. Play number 3.
Can you take Mount right now? Can you take Mount right now?
Yeah.
This is Ryu
He's still
defending Baron against Echo Fox.
On the front line.
Goes into the pool while he's put to sleep and just decides to erase everyone's health.
Like this is the least promising Baron steal. Or like, it's just like you look at their comp, he just walks. He doesn't walk up. He sprints up to them and just blows their team up. It's insane.
It's kind of unfair. Like, yeah, it really doesn't look like he's going to be able to do anything.
Like they're at full health bars.
It just looks kamikaze. But look, he chunks them out. Like 3 of them are at half health right away. And then he just heals right up, and it's like nothing ever happened to him.
Yeah. Oh.
I just can't believe that. And then Someday with the excellent pursuit too. And he's like, "Oh, do you want to try a barrel? No, I'm not going to let you try a barrel. In fact, I'm just going to kill you."
Yeah. He's like, "Oh, did you know I have a few Gangplank games under my belt too?"
Yeah.
That's cool.
I've played it. I know what you're trying to do.
I like the idea.
Oh my gosh, just seeing the damage that he does, and then just goes into the pool while he's asleep is just the best thing ever to me.
Well, and then he gets that massive heal. I mean, he's probably down to. He's definitely underneath 100 HP.
Oh man, ridiculous! That game changing play right there.
Yeah.
Because if Echo Fox gets that Baron, I mean that's basically, that's you're almost 30 minutes into the game.
Yeah. Well, and they were up they weren't even up 1,000 gold at that point.
Yeah. So it's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
All right, play number 2. Oh man, what a fun one to watch. Okay, play 2. Is our boy Anda against TSM in the 3rd place match.
He ended it.
With the Anda with the Anda. Steals Baron. But that's not all.
Maybe not so lucky.
Just the rest of his play is so good.
It's like, okay, just disengage. That's it.
Get party portal.
Oh, they're going to realm more. Oh, dang, we're going to lose Rikara. Oh, no. Oh, wait, Ben's dead. Okay. All right, Hansu's going to die. Curtain call. And everybody is gone. Everybody. So, that is Anda with the Baron steal. in the third place match, in the first game, leading to a 5-0
They use it now. See if they can get something done. Into the pit.
That is a
5-0 ace, and everybody.
No one died
Except he's trying to fight his way out. Pops the ult, he flashes over the wall to safety.
No one on 100
maybe not so lucky. He's going to be
I think that's my
resurrected
favorite
there
thing
as
about this
Bjergsen
play.
gonna try and run
is
something else here.
everybody
Hornsa
gets a
back with those
highlight
full
in this
HP.
one. So truly, there in any other season, this would have been the #1 play because it was quality front to back. Everybody shows up and does their job. Like, you know, you get the Riccara with the magic escape, you get the shockwave kill, you get the gangplank kill. Just nasty.
And again, worth pointing out, this is Ricara's second ever game in competitive play. You know?
Yeah.
Like, that's Riccara just doing work. This dude, so, you know, we'll talk about this more in a little bit, but like, he just had no fear of the moment.
He did,
which is a cool thing. Like, I think it's safe to say that it hasn't really worked out overall, but like, in this moment, he had absolutely no fear.
And he was playing against TSM. Like, let's not undersell that.
These are legends.
Yeah. Like, best mid laner ever in A. You got the best bot lane in the West. Like,
yeah, right.
Front to back.
self-proclaimed, but
yeah, that's best. That was in all caps, best bot in the West.
Right. Oh my gosh, the 5-0 ace. Okay, let's move on. Let's do the final play in the top 15 countdown.
Does anyone not know what it is?
Everyone in the world knew what this was before. Well, like when we announced that we were doing a top 15, everyone went, well, I know it plays #1.
Yeah, right. So don't tune out. Just enjoy this moment.
Yeah, let's just watch the greatness. Let's let it roll.
They are potentially looking for the game end.
Going for the Nexus, 5 seconds on Morgana, and at worst, it's a 4 versus 3. They're only going for 1 turret, though. Clutch Gaming backing up if their wave isn't here, and they're going to walk back
just look
to
at
the
this
vent.
scenario. It's so bad for us.
15 seconds on Aphromoo. Looking for the second turret. They are pretty frail. The shots come in. Where's the attack going to come from? Now, Lyra's very low. A disengaging Zyra ult might mean Sunday wants in, though. As the turret falls, but now Ryu looking in for this one. They almost get the kill. That's some of Lyra going down. That's going to be Ryu traded back easily. That's one picked up. The respawn's coming in pretty soon. Cody sent in 15 seconds. Here comes the stun. Oh,
there it is.
Someday is freaking huge. 3 kills picked up, making a 4th easily. Someday is the savior
and
of 100 Thieves.
Because he is the consummate professional, somehow knows to close his jaw because it's on the floor and jump right in there and follow up.
Losing track of him on the side.
With the
All
knockup.
of Clutch stacks up. Look at that. It's a
4-man
stack.
Oh my god.
Counter strike. Using the Titanic Hydra for the auto reset.
The leap, the flash, the stun.
There. That
perfect
is just
timing.
A thing of beauty from Someday.
And doesn't die. He's so low, doesn't die. They've got how much damage do they get in on the Nexus here? Is it like half gone?
Yeah, they've got their Baron buff minions. Oh my gosh, dude. Just insane.
And the whole fight is crazy. Like someday you can see him trying to get the Zhonya's out of Lyra the whole time. Right? Like he's just like probing in there. Lyra's low. He doesn't like really commit to it because he knows that's coming out, you know?
And somebody's at like 400 HP when he goes in. I mean,
it's crazy.
Such a risky play, man.
So they don't actually have they only got a little bit off the Nexus, but still, Baron up minions coming in.
No turrets left. Like I've played that game. It feels like it's almost every game I play sometimes when I'm playing League, where it's like, well, they've got 1,500 minions in our base and we don't have any turrets left, and they've got a Baron buff. I think this one's done.
Yeah.
Not for Someday.
Jeez.
Never for Someday, dude.
Yeah, I still cannot remember. Still cannot believe that happened. And just watching it, I was in my mood like, dang man, we're gonna be 2 and 3 because this was early on in the split. This was week 3. Yeah, we're gonna be 2 and 3. Like this is going poorly.
This is week 3 summer, right?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. And he just turns it all around. It's insane.
And it continues our utter demolition of Clutch Gaming, dude. The black and red rivalry.
Yeah, they always play us close, but they always lose.
This is the game. This is the one that I'm sure they still have nightmares about because you can't get a lot closer than that, man.
Yeah.
And you can't even blame him because you look at Ajax and you're like, I mean, his kid is not built for that moment, right? That was Someday doing more with that kit than anybody else I've ever seen.
Yeah, and just predicting where everybody's going to be with his flash, and oh my gosh, that's just
perfect.
That's why Someday must stay. Someday, are you listening? You must stay. Okay, that does it for the top 15. Again, we have like a cut of this, the top 15, that we're actually going to make a separate YouTube video. It's already uploaded. We'll just make it public right after this pod, so you can watch it in that format there, and not have to worry about us just babbling on and on and on about it. But so go ahead.
So I guess I don't even know where to go from here. I know we've got free agency stuff to talk about. I'm still just kind of thinking about that Someday play. How do you transition?
Let's start with Someday then. Okay, so everything starts going down tomorrow, right?
Contracts come up.
Now we don't really have much more information, right? All we have right now are rumors of whatever. So you have to put your prediction on paper right now. Someday, is he a thief next year?
Man, I'm gonna reprise my role as the eternal optimist, the always on the bright side, the foolishly predicting things that I probably think are less likely to happen than I'm gonna present here. But yeah, I think he stays. And here's why.
Okay, I was gonna say, because it's one thing to say I think he stays. It's another to like tell me why he's gonna stay.
Oh, I got to build a case that it's a bit of a bummer that I think that this what I'm about to say is a hot take that he stays. But I think, let me give you the hot take. I think he stays, and I think he stays because I think we actually convince him and give him hope that we can contend at Worlds next year. And the way we do that is we get another marquee signing. I think we bring in somebody else to play not second chair to Someday, but somebody who can actually match and potentially exceed some of what Someday can do.
Yeah.
And I have no idea who that is.
You know, that's an interesting thing to have happen, right?
Are you about to say that you're with me?
I don't. Oh gosh.
I hope so.
I don't know.
See, let me give you a little bit more. I'll just break down my mental state. Every time I give these takes on this show, I know, like, in my heart that this is not how it goes. Like when I talk about the ways we can get out of our group at Worlds and all that stuff. I don't know. But if I ever can convince you that something is at least plausible, it gives me like another layer of hope. Because if I'm not the only one thinking it, I just feel good. I feel good. So please tell me you're thinking.
Here's what I think. I think it's a money thing at this point, because I will say, honestly, I think after Worlds that it's possible that Someday's stock has fallen a little bit. Okay, because see, like if we're talking middle of summer split, then you can be out here saying like, okay, Someday is definitely like in contention for like top 5 top laners in the world, and like no one's really gonna like fight you too much on that, right?
Right. He's in the conversation at the very least.
Right. It's at least like a legitimate conversation to have. But then we saw like the emergence of Licorice over the course of the split that ended up being a pretty big deal. And then you've got people like Smeb and Keen who are still out there. And then you see the Shy be arguably the most dominant player at Worlds.
Yep. And you got Bwipo. Don't forget Bwipo.
Bwipo, who is also a rookie, showing up and doing things big. So it's like I feel like
top lane is
maybe before top lane's pretty stacked, right? And so maybe before it would have been a definite like he can get a big offer to like go back to Korea, which it seemed like he wanted to go anyway. But so my thought is maybe his stock's fallen a little bit, so maybe he has not quite as many options for going to Korea. I'm sure he does have options, right?
There are 10 teams.
But Yeah, but maybe like the pay isn't quite as good or whatever, and maybe the whole like, all right, well we can just throw the bag at him and keep him to stay. Like maybe there's a little more weight to that this time around. Like if we pay him enough, then he'll stick around.
Well, and I think that's a really good point you bring up, and I think it's worth considering too. Going back to Korea to play on the fifth best team in Korea is not as appealing in my mind as saying, yo, you can guarantee yourself a trip to Worlds with a top 3 finish in NA if you come back here. And I still think there's a piece of that where we have to say we're doing something with the squad, right? Like I don't think he's going to come back if it's like come back and and like both Riccara and Cody's son, do another season with those guys, right? Like that's not going to be enough to get him back here. So we do have to fix that. But I think that like before Worlds, I was kind of thinking he's going to get some calls from people in Korea who it's going to be very hard to say no to. But I think you're right. The say no condition is a little bit less out of reach probably now.
Yeah. So that's a big deal, I think. That's still so hard to say if I think he's going to stay.
Where are you leaning? You have to lean one way or the other.
I'm leaning he's going to go.
Do you go back
he's
to
going to
Korea?
go. So let's talk about the import situation because I think that has like a huge amount of bearing on this. So obviously we have a huge problem at ADC to address, right? Because toxicity, team chemistry issues, whatever. Cody-san was out there this week telling his story on, what was it, Game House? Or what was the name of that? Game House. He did an interview there where he was kind of giving a little bit more information about everything that was going on. Remember, though, that's Cody's son telling his part of the story. I don't know. I think it's pretty obvious that not only is the chemistry thing a problem, but he's not playing quite like he used to play. And then Riccara apparently has that reputation, too, where he's going to be kind of tilt-worthy. And so we're not stable at that position.
No.
Even if we do have Cody's son playing like 90% as well as he's ever played, what are our prospects to get past like Team Liquid?
Yeah.
So here's like the fact that 100 Thieves now has more capital to play with. Mm-hmm. They have more buy-in. I think that you have more of an incentive to actually win and stick around, right?
Right.
Like it's not just like, okay, we have this team and it's a franchise and whatever, and we're going to do what we can. You have to start winning, and you have to win the way it matters. And with a little bit more capital injection, you have a little bit more capital to throw around and throw some players. Now, again, I said this on the last pod. I don't think we're going to just irresponsibly sign everybody blank check. I don't think we're going to go to the degree that Team Liquid did or anything like that. But I think we're going to see one pretty big signing. And ADC is a place where that can make a huge impact. Now, a lot of people are talking about Bang being an option. I don't know. Maybe that's an option. Maybe it's not. But I think that we could possibly see an import ADC into that spot. So
I consider that likely.
Yeah. So okay. So if that's a likelihood, right? The rule is you can only have 2 imports. So either Someday or Ryu is going to go. Mm-hmm. Okay. If we write the big check for an import ADC, I don't think we write the big check for Someday. So I think we get someone that's a little bit more in reach in terms of money. And that's where maybe we see Hoodie, right?
I just don't. I wish I knew the economics of this a little bit more, because is it truly that out of reach or unattainable to have 2 marquee signings on one roster at one time?
I mean, I honestly, I don't know a lot of the economics too. I mean, the reporting on league players and league contracts and stuff is not the same as it is in traditional sports, where we know exactly how much these people are making.
Right.
In fact, the only thing that we have solid evidence is that part in the heist where before before the match against TSM, Nadeshot tells them in the locker room, "You guys are making hundreds of thousands of dollars to play League of Legends." He doesn't say millions.
He doesn't. He also doesn't say tens of thousands of dollars.
Right.
We have
so
a range.
There's some bounds maybe to the contracts there. Yeah. Or maybe he just didn't want to out someday for having a massive contract. Who knows? But here's the deal. So what was that Series A round that they raised? 25 million. Do you think they're going to spend like 3 million on like new salaries? That's a lot of money to like turn around and spend when you've got other games to worry about. You've got lots of other things going on. That's a huge chunk of your investment.
But that's over the course of a year, right? Or yeah, it's over the course of a year.
Right. So that's just all the more reason why that amount of money is a lot to be shelling out if you have to turn around and do it the next year.
Yeah, I mean, gosh, there's so many questions for them to be asking right now, right? Not only from which roster spots are you chasing and prioritizing, but which parts of the organization, right? They want to do more in apparel. They want to do more in different sports. I've seen rumors floating around that we're going to have a Rainbow Six team. Like, I
think that was like corrected.
Oh,
I think someone was like, yeah, there's that guy who was like tweeting or whatever, but it seems like maybe that's not. I mean, I'm not saying it's not going to happen, but maybe that.
Rainbow Six aside, right? There are other sports out there. There are other games that we might be looking at wanting to get into. And if you have to sign 5, 6, 7 more players just to get, to have a team, let alone fees to get into it. Yeah, there's a lot to think about. But I mean, if you look at it from a business standpoint, League is kind of, in my mind, I think League has reasserted itself after this Worlds as the premier esport in the world, especially in China and Korea, without a doubt. But even in NA in the West, they broke a lot of viewership records here too. And I think we see a little bit of Fortnite kind of being shaky. Like I think they're having their growing pains, just like a lot of other esports have and do. That doesn't feel like a slam dunk to me necessarily in the same way it did a year ago.
At least as presently constituted.
Right. I mean, they're getting through all their patch changes and people are complaining about stuff all the time. And the competitive scene still really hasn't taken shape or firmed up. It still seems like a streamer sport. So yeah, do you take a chance and do you put another $1 million into the League team, knowing that you might get more out of it?
Yeah. Well, so here's what I'm really saying. Like, so like in the Twitch chat, Evo Mikey said, I think having the big checks for both star players is possible. I do too, but there is a different degree of like what you pay stars, right? Like if somebody's asking for the world and you're going to sign him, then maybe you can't afford another $1 million contract, but maybe you can pay somebody 600, 700,000, right? Like that, especially coming from a traditional sports perspective, that might not seem like a lot, but I think for a team like 100 Thieves, that might actually matter. And so that's why I think, yeah, like who he is maybe a more reasonable person to have, as in that import slot, because, maybe I'm wrong on this, but he's not going to get the same kind of contract. Like, is Hoodie going to get $1 million? I don't think so.
No. Well, and then you got to think about Afro.
If I'm wrong, tell me, but
you got to think about Afro. He's probably making something closer to what we consider to be a veteran salary, right? But the dude got spring split MVP in the whole league. So, he's not working for cheap.
Well, but his contract is already signed through the next year,
true.
so they don't have to renegotiate with him.
That's true. And then Anda, I wonder how long his contract is through.
Dude, I bet they have Anda on a sick deal for 100 Thieves. Like,
right.
He is going to be way underpaid.
As long as it wasn't a 1-year deal they got, or they didn't pick up a 1-year contract.
He's on a 2-year in the contract database. So they've got him, I'm sure, for like, way under what they.
Right. Nate should go up to him and say, "You're making hundreds of thousands of dollars."
and that dude is good.
Yeah,
that dude is really good, and Worlds taught us that. So
yes.
Yeah. Oh, and that's right. I can't believe I was saying this. Twitch chat pointed out he's not an import anymore. That's right, because he got his residency this year.
Nice.
So, either way, that's still a salary implication that matters. What you're going to pay Hoodie. So maybe that does free up the import slots thing, but man, I just can't imagine like.
But yeah, here's a question in my mind. We know after Worlds that Ryu is a second tier mid laner at best. His competition was incredibly. I mean, he was playing against the first and second best mid laners, at least that were at Worlds. So, like I've talked about in the past, all we know is that he's not the first or second best mid laner in the world. He got stomped. He got beat really badly by those guys. So it's kind of in my mind, it's the question of, I think if we can get a strong marquee top lane, marquee bot lane, there's a happy medium to strike there with mid lane, where if we can find somebody who's just good enough to not get beat that badly, that will be an improvement. I think for NA, Ryu is fine. I think for Worlds, he is not. So
there you go. Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
So if we end up with him now, I think here's what I think should happen. We get an import bot lane, and then we find a domestic mid laner who is good enough. Because if you're smashing top and bot lane in every game you play, or at least there's a threat of smashing, it's going to give your mid laner a lot more breathing room. They can play a lot safer, be more conservative. They can go in knowing that their job is to just not throw this game. And so that's where I think the roster will land. I think that's our ideal. That's our best outcome from this offseason.
Yeah. So something interesting to point out is, we were talking about Anda being good. So we are asset rich at the jungler position, right? Because we have Levi on the bench who, for whatever reason, it's a combination maybe of the import slot thing, but also communication thing. Like maybe they haven't been able to develop that with him, or they're not ready to insert him. But either way, it's like if you go with Levi or if you go with Anda, you have someone with incredible value sitting on the bench. Like you have like a highly sought after asset, because I can't imagine that NA teams that need a jungler are not going to want to talk to Anda. You know what I mean? Like how many NA junglers are definitely better than him?
Now, and I don't think Anda said that he was accepting proposals or anything. Like I think he and Afro were the two of our players who didn't say that they were exploring opportunities. Is that right? I don't
remember. I don't remember, but
so it's possible nobody's calling, because we could just say, sorry, he's not for sale.
I think if you're running a team, you're always going to take that phone call, because what are they offering you?
It's true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like maybe something has happened and you have a chance to get something crazy in return that could solve a problem that we have.
Yeah. I just don't know of any.
You should always answer the phone. That's
true. And we shouldn't assume that he just is being looked at by NA teams. He could be getting calls. We could be getting calls from EU. There could be a lot wider range of options out there being put in front of us.
I suppose that's possible. I wouldn't call it likely, but I would call it possible. Yeah.
Well, EU needs a lot of talent right now. I mean, they've got new teams coming into the org, or into their franchising system.
It's just an NA import, man. That's something.
You never know. I mean, the dude showed up at Worlds.
Yeah,
he's got a ton of upside. He's super young, and he hasn't tasted his first big contract yet either, so he probably doesn't even know what to ask for.
Yeah. Well, I hope he has an agent.
Let me ask you this. So I cannot solve the Rubik's Cube of Levi in this squad, and I'm kind of getting to the point where I just don't. I think if we can get what I just talked about as being our best possible roster, I don't know that he has a place, because I don't even know if we have a backup ADC in the scenario I outlined. I think if we do, it's Rakara, and that's, as we've seen, it's a pretty big step down from like a world-class ADC. So I wonder if you go out there and ask people if they want Levi and what they'd be willing to give for him, because I just don't see how we get him any kind of consistent play time, especially if it means that our bot lane is going to be compromised to the degree that it likely would need to be to make room for him from an import standpoint.
Yeah. I definitely think that if I was 100 Thieves, I would not. My plan would not be to hold on to both junglers.
Right.
I would want to at least explore the opportunity of like, what can I get for one of these guys? Now, that's not to say like definitely get rid of them, but like, you know what I mean? It's like, what You need to know what's possible,
Yeah.
and you got to have that sub, right? There has to be a sub somewhere. But if Anda's the starter and you're like subbing in somebody who doesn't have the communication synergy, that's a little bit of a tough deal.
Well, not only that, but it's like the trade-off is so huge because you're not only taking Anda out of the equation, you're forced to either take your top or bot lane in this scenario out as well. So it's a 2-for-1, right? Anytime you want to play this guy, you're going to have to take out 2 of your key pieces. It just seems like such a huge hurdle to overcome that I don't know if I see the value in keeping him even in the academy team, because it's just like, how do you break that that puzzle? I don't know.
Here's the other thing. Like Levi is like, one of our assets that you could trade interregionally with him, which
sure.
is a big deal. Like,
yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I think Anda's playing so well that it's hard to say like, okay, let's put Levi in.
Yeah.
Even if Levi has this like all this talent just waiting to be tapped. I don't know. I think we explore and see what we can get in return. So maybe we can, set up an interregional trade for him.
Yeah. I mean, if Levi was domestic in a heartbeat, right? Like, please continue. It's just such a hard thing to have to try to figure out. It's a bummer because
that's why I was saying I do not envy the staff
No.
for 100 Thieves like try and figure this all out, because it is a huge problem. Like, you have to figure out what is our top priority and then plan out like, okay, if we get this guy, then this, then this,
Right.
and this. You have like 40 if then trees with players. That's crazy.
we pretty readily moved on from solving the first problem, which is what do you even do? I mean, do you have someday? 1. And then 2, we've kind of just working under the assumption that you can get a world-class ADC from some other region and bring that in and make it work, right? Those are 2 very large assumptions that we cannot just ignore when it comes to reality.
Yeah.
So for the purposes of scenario, planning, sure, but it's a tough one.
Yeah. Twitch chat, there's someone mentioning I love mac and cheese, nice name.
Very good.
Is mentioning that Ryu, Afro, and Anda haven't said they're looking into other options.
Ryu hasn't, okay.
But that's, I mean, the tweets are an approach, right? They're not like the people who have tweeted are people who are not picking up the phones themselves. They're people who are like, I'm trying to cast the widest net possible to see, what my options are, and they happen to have the blessing of 100 Thieves in doing so, which is very generous of 100 Thieves, by the way. So, like someone like Anda or Ryu or whatever, they could still be talking to people, or their agents, if they have them, could still be exploring things. Remember, 100 Thieves owns their contracts, so they don't have like any say in what happens ultimately. But at least they could be exploring options, and if something, that's maybe not the best situation when players want off of a team, but you just never know.
Well,
the point I'm making is, just because they haven't tweeted doesn't mean they're not looking. Even if 100T has the ultimate say in it, they could still be fishing a little bit, and 100T still could be searching on their behalf as well to weigh trade options and stuff.
And I don't think we should assume that if a player posts that they're open to opportunities, I don't think it necessarily means that they want off a team. It just means, well, 1, your contract could be up, and you don't know if the team's going to offer you another contract, so you better get out there and start looking for work. But 2,
because usually these things are done, without the, hey, send me an email if you want me to.
Right. But you never know. I mean,
and Wild Shot in the chat, who always has really insightful things to say, says Ryu, like if 100 Thieves was to let Ryu do whatever, they don't have an academy mid to back him up with. Right? Like Linsanity did not work out, and he's not with the team anymore. So, that would be they're maybe holding on to Ryu for that reason. Also, it's rumored that Probably loves Ryu, so
yeah, they've worked together a lot.
So,
yeah.
So to recap, we don't know. It's a big old we don't know, and no one knows. And holy cow, I feel so bad for the staff trying to figure this out.
I mean, if you gotta love this kind of stuff. If you're in team management, like this has got to be the one of those where, it's tough, but you've got to love it. If you don't love this kind of stuff, trying to build the best possible team, like it's got to be exciting to be able to think about like who can we sign, what marquee talent can we get, that kind of thing. So I'm optimistic. I remain optimistic, but it's definitely a challenging spot. But everybody's got challenging spots. I mean, we at least have the benefit of knowing that our core is good, right? Like we have some really good pieces to build around. So could be way worse. Could be way worse.
It could be way worse. But it's crazy right now. So I am told that these things shake out pretty fast. So this upcoming week should probably answer a lot of the questions that we have. And we're going to maybe get to know some new players. So it's going to be exciting times.
Reintroducing someday. Top lane.
Gosh, I hope so. I love that boy. All right. Any other thoughts on free agency?
No. I mean, this being our first go around with free agency, I'm very excited. It's going to be so cool to see people moving all around the world. Like I think it'll be an exciting time. We'll definitely have a pod next week. I said that before I talked to you at all. I don't know what vacation's looking like. There's gonna be lots
I don't know. I mean,
I'll
be here during the holiday and everything, so maybe we'll see if we can hammer something out. But I will want to talk about it.
It'll either be
fairly quickly.
Yeah. We'll find time.
Yep. So we'll just sit back and watch like all of you will. And again, as we're closing this conversation up, love the chat, man. The chat just points out so many things like, hey, you idiot, remember who he is not an import anymore. Things like that just like you guys are the MVPs teaching us so much because we don't know anything. We don't know anything about League of Legends.
We know more than anything. We know more than nothing. We don't. We
are silver people. We are silver 4 understanders of LCS.
No, man, give us more credit than that. Come on. Our gameplay is silver 4. If you want to pressure test that, come check us out after the stream is done because we'd be.
Yeah. Actually, so that I guess we'll say
segue.
That. We may be playing on stream after this. Like probably not right away, but in a little bit. So,
and even if not right after this, if you guys want to, we've talked enough about our gameplay. If you want to get some good lulls, keep an eye out because we'll probably be starting to stream a little bit more than just Sunday nights to talk about League. Every now and again, actually we play pretty regularly. So if you're interested and you want some more, some 100 talk time, if that's something you need in your life,
come make fun of us. Come laugh at us. Try and play.
The people who have watched us and the people who are in chat and the people who just watch the pod, I'm super impressed with. I think we have some super high quality people. And I'm not just saying that, but like no one has ever trolled us yet. We have not run into any trolls.
That's not an invitation.
It's not an invitation. And it's a numbers game. But like if you're watching this right now or listening to this later, give yourself a pat on the back. Like we have good people around watching this thing. So I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Because it's hard to find sometimes on the internet. And if you're somebody who's not contributing negatively, you should feel good about that. That's an important thing.
Yeah, awesome. And we got some Twitch shout outs too. Graphic Hipster saying, just want to say big fan and keep up the grind, you guys. And a lot of people doing the up carrot. Thanks a lot. And this has been a fun thing to do. And we love this team. I love talking about it, and I'm so stupid about it, but I just love talking about it. So I'm here to talk if you guys are here to listen.
The fact that we're not, we don't have years and years of experience, but that we've still found people who are willing to like give us space to say things that are wrong and like correct us, and that makes it a lot easier for us to keep coming back because it's no fun to just get flamed the whole time, but that never happens. So
that's right.
Again,
right,
props.
Well, so thank you, everyone. So let's say thank you by announcing who is the winner of the 100 Thieves Cream Hoodie. So, and before we do this, thank you very, 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 very much to the 100 Thieves staff, especially Jackson, for making this possible for us. We're thrilled to do this, and we think it's so cool that they are supporting what we do because we're so small, and just to have them participating in this giveaway is really awesome. So thank you to the staff so much for doing this. So
thanks to everybody who retweeted and just like got involved. I mean, I was really impressed and amazed with how many people were willing to do that. I mean, I know that was an entry, so like self-serving, but thanks to everybody who entered. That's great.
Thank you very much. Okay, so we randomly selected the winner of this cream hoodie. It is going to be Twitter user _. So __ is our winner of the cream hoodie. So we'll send you a DM. We'll get in touch with you, and we'll make arrangements to get that cream hoodie delivered to you. Congratulations to you, and thanks again to everyone who has entered. And then we really, I think we can say openly that we plan on doing more of this kind of thing.
That was the last one. No more of these.
Every cream hoodie from now on is mine.
More of these. It's been fun. Who knows what we'll get next? I wouldn't rule out some actual 100 talk stuff if people are interested.
Oh my gosh, yeah. If we do more of this, jeez.
Can we just get another look at that mug, please?
Oh yeah. The mug.
Ooh, the mug.
The mug. There we go.
So good.
Okay, so I think that'll do it for us for now. Have a very, very, very good free agency week. we're getting Twitch comments about the mug. This may become a thing, man.
We got an iron. We got a mug.
Jordan's iron giveaway. Oh my gosh.
We'll ship it to you. It'll cost like $80.
Yeah. Graphic Hipster said sexy mug, but matte black. I agree, but it's so like, it was expensive. Let me just put it that way. It was really expensive.
It's worth.
All right. Yeah. Thanks everybody for tuning in.
Hey, if you're in the United States, have a really happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Have a great Thanksgiving. And again, we hope to be on in a little while, streaming some League. Make fun of us if you want. Help us if you can.
Hey, our League stream call is only on Twitch, right?
Yeah, League stream is going to be on Twitch only. Oh, and speaking of, we're sorry to YouTube, but apparently Restream kind of dropped out, and so I think we lost a lot of our YouTube stream, so I apologize for that. But we'll fix it. We'll upload the whole full episode of YouTube for those folks.
Yeah, but just know in the future, if whenever it drops out, we try to hit up both Twitch and YouTube. So whichever platform you prefer, please view us there.
View us anywhere. Like, subscribe, retweet, follow, whatever, review, do it all. We love everybody. Have a good week. And we'll see you after this whole free agency puzzle shakes out.
With good news. Good news for all. More good news.
Someday resign. Bye, everyone.
All right. Later.